Macabre Cast.
Hey, Monster Kids, Doc Mark here from Macabre Theater, and this is episode 2 of Macabre Cast. So, the way Macabre Cast works is I throw out a couple of topics, give my spin or opinion, and you, the followers of Macabre Theater, message me. Now, you can either just text message Macabre Theater through Facebook, or what I'd prefer is if you could leave a voice message or comment. Works out better. But this is the way the show works. It works with participation and interaction. And as much as I love the same 4 or 5 people who participate in everything, I'd love it if this family expanded and grew. There's 700 followers, and the most enthusiastic are the same 4 or 5, which I love you guys. I truly do. But we got to get these other people to participate and play along. I just attended Evil Dead Rise last night, which I was very excited about because unless I read something wrong, they were calling this an actual sequel, unlike the reboot that they did many years ago, which I didn't care much for, but I knew Bruce Campbell was producing, and I believe Sam Raimi was back on board. Was very excited. Now, that being said, take Evil Dead out of the title. It was an average 3-star possession demonic flick. I was fine with it. How they consider this a sequel, I don't know, because I can't imagine watching Evil Dead 1, 2, Army of Darkness, and then being followed by this. The general feel and formula was completely gone. There were a couple of throwbacks to those movies, but just a whole different tone going on. And I'd be lying to you if I didn't keep feeling or hoping or wanting a scene to switch to Ash talking to some friends with, well, when I left, S-Smart, it just, the whole feeling was wrong. So I don't know what to really call it. I don't even know if it could be a sequel to the reboot. So another reboot, sort of. Don't know. I just wasn't invested in, as far as an Evil Dead movie, I just didn't see it. But enough on that rant. So first up, let's go over these messages that I did get. Tina sends me a message here that she misses the days of walking to the corner store to pick up famous monsters. So last week, one of my topics was horror magazines, and due to the internet and whatnot, they've kind of gone by the wayside. So I kind of threw it out there. If you grew up during that time, what was your go-to horror magazine? Famous Monsters of Filmland, Fangoria, Midnight Marquee. There were so many, and now there are so few. Scary Monsters is out there, but as I pointed out last week, they've kind of cut down their distribution, and I wouldn't be surprised if pretty much they were gone soon, which would be really sad. But she says she misses those days walking to the corner store to pick up Famous Monsters and Fangoria. I agree there should be a remake of Motel Hell. That was one of the other topics I put out there. Well, actually, it was iconic killers. I asked about what iconic killers out there, like the pig face mask and Motel Hell, that did not get a franchise, but maybe should have. And Motel Hell was mine, and so was My Bloody Valentine, Harry Warden. So, and I mentioned a remake. If you're going to remake films, Motel Hell is so cheesy and and silly that done right, that could be really, really scary. Yeah, she agrees that there should be a remake of Motel Hell. And Tina's from Chicago, and they pronounce their R's. Well, honestly, Chicago overpronounces their R's. They're the polar opposite of Boston. It's almost comical. But Tina also says her iconic killer she'd like to see get a franchise would be Jason's mother, which she's right. Jason kind of stole the thunder right at the end of that first movie and just really took over the franchise. But, hey, Tina, you're going to get your wish because is it Brian Fuller? Is that the director? And I think he did Hannibal, which controversial because I loved Hannibal, the series and what they did with it. He's going to be doing Crystal Lake, which I guess is prequel like, and it's going to be all about Mummy. So looking forward to that, and I'm sure you are. So thank you so much for that, Tina from Chicago. Next, I did get a voice message, and again, and this is the last message of today's show, because folks, again, in order for me to get this going and we can have a lot of fun with this, I just need your messages, whether you text it or on the messenger to Macabre Theater on Facebook, or preferably leave a voice message. But next up, this is James, and here's what James had to say.
Hey, Mark, I am responding to your Macabre Theater Infamous Killers movies didn't get a sequel. This one's going to kind of be maybe a little argumentative because I'm going to go with The Thing. I know that they made another movie, but that was technically a prequel. They've never done a sequel to it. What happened after?
Not really controversial, James, but definitely interesting. And I love The Thing, the original Thing, and I love the prequel. I think, and if you haven't ever had the chance to watch them back to back, watching the prequel first, you have to. Great. But interesting choice for an iconic killer in a franchise, and wow, interesting in so many ways that could go. I mean, could you just imagine this thing spreading, just say through a corporate business, or there's just so many possibilities for that. And each sequel in that franchise could be one-offs. So if something doesn't go over so well, you get a clean slate to try it again.
And I think that would be absolutely fantastic for them to do. I like the prequel. I thought it was really well done. The original, obviously iconic and fantastic, but I can't understand why they haven't brought them back and done another movie. I think that would be a fantastic, with as well as they did with the prequel. I almost fully expected them to do another movie after that. That's who I'd like to see that was get my vote.